So LU5, surgery 250. Then, so how old is the patient?
8.
48 po.
48 years old. Of course, well, female sex.
Female po.
Female. Okay. So when I see the patient for the first time, of course, the patient is ambulatory, right? Okay. Ambulatory. That's part of your PE already. Okay. Seeing the patient ambulating, that's part of your PE. That's why if there's a question that will be asked of you, which one should come first, history or PE? Okay. It's not always history. It can be PE. Okay. Just by looking at the patient coming in, sitting on your table in front of you, you're doing PE already. Okay. When you see the patient ambulating, okay, he's compared to a patient who's limping or drowsy. Okay, you have an impression that could be the patient could have a more serious problem. No, okay. So ambulatory. The next question that will ask, of course, I'll introduce myself and then talk, chit chat a little bit. No, then to establish the rapport. No, and then you ask her, what's your main concern? No, I don't usually use the what's your chief complaint? No, okay. To be um, to be on the friendlier on the terms. No, I just said, what is your main concern? Okay. If you want, what's your main problem? But not complaint. There's a connotation, a bad connotation, negative connotation of complaint. No, okay. So what's the concern of the patient?
Bukol po sa
How did she
leeg.
describe it? How did she describe it?
Sabi niya po, nasa right kanan pong leeg niya. Tapos, maliit lang po and nagagalaw po.
Okay. Okay. Let her talk about it. Let her answer the way she wants to do it. But your main objective is to know what's her main concern. So her main concern, may sinabi siyang bukol sa leeg.
Yes po.
Okay. Bukol sa leeg. Now, you put down on the short piece of parang medical recording mo ninyo. Okay. Okay, you can put bukol with open close quotation marks, no, on the leeg, no, okay. Always put quotation marks if you're using the words of the patient, no, okay, to imply that it's coming from the patient, which may not be the correct one, no, okay. So bukol sa leeg, so yun ang main concern ng pasyente in open, close quotation marks. Okay? So when you heard about that phrase, bukol sa leeg, what are you thinking now? Just thinking mo na without looking, but instantly you're going to look at the patient, di ba? So you're thinking about what? There's a mass on the neck.
Yes po, like an
Okay.
anterior neck mass po.
Okay. So, lalo na kung tinuturo niya, no? Okay. I have meron akong bukol sa leeg. Then, when she talks, when she answers you, you're observing her, you're observing the bukol sa leeg already. Okay. And the bukol probably moves up and down when she talks. Tama? Okay.
Yes po.
Did you see the mass, the bukol moving upwards
Up.
when she talks? Okay.
Mhm.
So what's your
Yes.
impression now when you saw that? Thyroid, di ba? Okay.
Yes po,
So a
thyroid.
mass on the neck, yun ang first principle, di ba? A mass on the neck, anterior part of the neck that moves up and down or moves upwards with talking, with swallowing is thyroid in origin until proven otherwise. No?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So again, that illustrates just in a few less than 1 second, you know what's her main concern. She probably has a thyroid problem. Okay? So, so you don't have to reach up to the end of a long history taking to know what's the diagnosis. Okay? So after that, so you said, my impression is that she has a thyroid problem disorder. Okay? Or what we call goiter. No? Okay? So after that, you can ask one more question or two more questions before you go to your PE right away. No? Okay. So actually, you have done your PE already, diba? By looking at the patient ambulating. Number two, you look at the neck. Then she was it was moving with swallowing. So your impression is already it's a thyroid. No? Okay, most likely thyroid. Then you have to ask two more questions at least now before you go to your actual examination of the neck. So you ask them, when was it noted? Okay. What was the answer? Did you ask that?
Yes po. She first noticed it 4 months po ago, September 2025.
4 months ago. Okay. Okay. You don't have to ask more questions. You can stop there. Then you can ask later on, when you do your PE, you can ask more questions. Okay? So ito yung pinaka-minimum initial questions that you asked 4 months ago. In contrast to, sabihin natin, it was noted 20 years ago. May connotations yan. Aside from getting the information when it was noted, is there an implication on the diagnosis as to the answer? Meron, di ba?
Yes
Kung
po.
sinabi niyang 10 years ago na ito, yung thyroid problem niya, baka benign siya. Di ba? Okay. Kung 4 months ago, it could 50-50. We don't know. Baka pwedeng malignant, pwedeng benign, pwedeng malignant pa rin. So you have to investigate further. No? Okay. Then after that, you ask another question. Okay. In the modern, in the present state of affairs, a lot of patients have consults another physician or other physicians already. No? Okay. So you ask are there previous treatment medical consults done? No? Okay, you ask that. No? Okay. Para one, you might need the information that will be gotten from the other previous medical exam. No? Gagamitin mo mamaya. No? Okay. And when previous medical consult, no? Okay. So you just ask that question initially. Are there previous medical consult? Don't ask for the details muna. Okay. Of course, it will help, no? But my usual practice is that I don't look at all those records yet. No? I do my clinical examination, my PE, before I look at the records. Okay? Okay. A very common practice by all the majority, 99% of physicians, if they have records, they will look at the records right away. No? Okay. My practice is I don't look at the records right away, especially if I see something obvious that there's a goiter. No? Then I do my physical examination first. No? I don't like to be influenced by the results of the date from the results of the previous medical consults, because a lot of them, number one, there are a lot of errors also. No? Okay. So don't think because they have labs exams, these are all reliable. A lot of times they will just create confusion. No? Okay. So make it a habit to examine the patient first before you look at the records. No? Okay. So which I will demonstrate later on. I will not ask you for what were the results of the laboratory tests or treatment done before. Okay? So there was previous medical consult for this patient, yes or no?
Yes
Yes,
po, there was.
So when was the medical consult done? 10 years ago?
Um,
Last year? 2 years?
for sa bukol po sa leeg, it
Ah,
was also done 4 months prior to consult. Because
okay.
around that time po, she had a consultation with the family medicine department. So, pina-check niya na
Okay.
rin po kasi na-notice niya po yung bukol.
Okay. So 4 months ago. So
Yes po.
konting information lang to give you some clue. Baka 10 years ago na yan, 15 years ago. Ito ba, hindi na niya makakalimut, matatandaan, di ba? Okay. So then you go right away and then you do your PE already. Okay. So you now have a patient with a most likely has a goiter because you saw this mass anterior neck mass moves with deglutition, with swallowing. No? So you do your PE already. So your target when you do your PE, you want to be as complete as possible. When you say complete, it's a focus, complete this examination. When you say focus, just the essentials. No? Okay. So what are the components of a complete physical examination of the thyroid gland? Aside from the thyroid gland itself.
Sir,
Ano?
do we include po the vital signs first of the patient?
Again, Kate.
Hello?
Again,
Hello?
sige, Rhea, ulit.
Vital signs po of the patient.
Okay. The whole vital signs. Naglalakad, ambulatory na ito, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yung when you say focus, you focus on, focus means what is essential in coming out with a diagnosis, specific diagnosis of the goiter. You know that you saw a mass that already that moves with deglutition right away. 99% she has a thyroid disorder, which we call goiter, di ba? But you want to be specific about the causes of the goiter, whether it's malignant, benign, whether it's hyperthyroid or hypothyroid, etc. No? Okay. So what is it in the vital signs that will tell you? Or you focus first on the neck, probably. Diba? So the other part will be, of course, the lateral side. Okay. Aside from the thyroid, we examine the lateral side or neck nodes. Kasi you know naman, thyroid goiter can be cancer. Diba? Okay. So if you are able to palpate neck nodes on the side, then that's a clue that that thyroid enlargement or nodule is a cancer. Diba? So that's the other component of a minimum focus thyroid exam. Okay? So ano pa? Meron pa isa which is not usually being taught to you.
Perhaps certain tests or movements that they can do, it might be important findings yun po sa PE of the thyroid. Like,
Okay.
for
Like
example,
what?
yung raising of arms of the patient, and then you see if it'll cause flushing in the face or cyanosis or difficulty breathing. That could be a sign of a certain type of goiter po.
Okay. So anong hinahanap mo doon? I mean,
So raising the arms po is you'll be looking for the Pemberton sign, and that would show retrosternal goiter.
mhm. Okay. Okay, when I say focus, okay, let me backtrack a bit. When you say focus, yung mga minimum essentials for the common causes, no? Okay. But that will not stop you from doing additional tests later on, no? If there's a need, no? yung sinasabi mo, baka may retrosternal, no? Okay. But before you try to diagnose a retrosternal goiter, diagnose mo muna whether yung may goiter siya talaga, no? Okay. And then what are the common causes of goiter, no? And then for every diseases, let me make a general rule now. When you do your physical clinical examination, like history and PE, no, you must have some knowledge about the common diseases of a particular organ. Okay? So example, dito sa thyroid, what are the common disorder of the thyroid gland?
Hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism.
Okay, so in terms of functions, okay, you have hyper and hypo. Okay? So, and then, of course, kung normal, euthyroid, na? Okay? Abnormal, hyper or hypo. Okay? And then the other one, what are the other common in terms of anatomy naman, in terms of structure, kanina functions,
Thyroid nodules po that could either
Nodules,
be benign or malignant.
okay? So you look at the thyroid gland in terms of what are the disorder in terms of functions, because we know that's a gland that produces hormones, no? So you think of hyper or hypo, okay? And then in terms of structure, no, whether it's enlarged or there are nodules, no? Okay? And then kung nodules naman, you think of cancer or not cancer. Tama? Okay. Okay. Another category of common diseases that usually involve the thyroid gland. I suppose meron na kayong pathology lecture, di ba? LU5 na kayo eh.
Yes po. Pwede rin po Graves' disease, that's manifestation po of hyperthyroidism. Then
Yun
there's
na yun.
also
Sama na natin doon.
yun.
Sama na natin doon. Hyperthyroid, mamaya, we'll just subcategorize everything.
Okay po. Then
Ano pa?
pwede din po iodine deficiency.
Iodine. Iodine. Okay. Sige, lagay ko muna. But okay, sige. Ano pa? Meron pang isang category that you usually look for.
Autoimmune
Okay.
causes.
Ano yan? Mga thyroiditis, di ba?
Yes, Hashimoto's.
Thyroiditis. Okay. So practically, you think of these three categories. No? In terms of functions, hyper, hypo. In terms of structure, you think of malignant, benign. Okay? Yung iodine deficiency, kasi it presents with structure, pwede natin ipasok dun sa this category. Di ba? Okay? Unless hypo siya. Di ba? There are some patients who have enlargement of the thyroid gland but not a iodine deficiency. Di ba? Okay? Now, the other category is thyroiditis. Di ba? Chronic thyroiditis is a third category. Okay? So, tandaan na lang niyo itong sa thyroid, pag-isipan nyo, thyroid. In terms of functions, hyper or hypo. Take note of that. So, when you do your history PE, iisipin nyo yon, no? Yun ang ita-target ninyo. Okay? Yung isa naman, in terms of disorder in structure, whether it's malignant, benign. Okay? Okay? And then thyroiditis, another category. Now, i-separate natin yung thyroiditis kasi distinct siya eh. Pero it's not so common. No? Okay? So, among the three, anong pinaka-common problem? Yan ang when you read about the patient management process, there's a first process in the clinical diagnosis, the pattern recognition. The second process is prevalence. Yeah. So you must take note of how common are these three itong diseases. Okay. So have some idea. because it will help you also. Pero ang priority is still the pattern, ha? Don't use yung frequency, no? That's a backup, no? Okay? If you are not quite sure of your diagnosis based on pattern, hindi clear-cut ang pattern, that's the time that you invoke the prevalence, kung ano more common. Okay? Okay. So among the three, thyroiditis is the least common. Tama? Okay, let's agree on that. Ha? Okay? So, yung between hyper and hypo, we don't have I don't have actual statistics here, but I think what we usually see are more of the hyper. No? Okay. Okay. And then hyper is one disorder that you have to put emphasis on because it carries more significance in terms of morbidity if you misdiagnose it. No? Okay. So hyper. Then in terms of structure naman, benign is more common than malignant. No? Okay. Okay. So ganon, no? So you have to know the pattern for all of these three categories. Okay? Ano yung pattern for Okay. Tapusin ko muna yung what are the essential parts of the focus examination, okay? So we said examine the thyroid gland, the lateral neck, and another one, which I'm going to tell you from experience, okay, side comment muna ako, ha? Because this will be useful in your clinical practice also. In the practice of medicine, let's just call it, I usually tell my patients, kami mga doktor, magulo kami. Masasaktan ba kayo if you hear that? But from your experience, di ba magulo ang doktor? I just use parang diplomat, friendly term lang, magulo lang. I'm not saying yung iba hindi marunong, di ba? But you see a lot of doctors with different approaches, di ba? Different mindset, different approaches, different diagnosis, etc. Na? Tama?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po.
And then, to be diplomatic again, you just tell, in the practice of medicine, you can categorize three types of doctors. One is ritualistic, one is maximalist, one is minimalist. Okay? So that will explain yung variety of mga approaches of the doctors, how they decide on things. Okay? Yung minimalist, yung kailangan lang. Example, focus. No? Okay? Focus yung pinaka-essential lang that will try to achieve your objective. Di ba? Okay? Then maximalist, lahat gagawin. Di ba? Kahit just to make sure that we don't miss anything, gawin natin ito, ganun. Di ba? Okay? Then the other one, which is the worst, which is ritualistic. No? So ritualistic, these are the doctors who don't think, hindi siya maximalist, hindi siya minimalist. They just do things as they were taught during their residency, internship, gano'n. Hindi na sila nag-iisip. Okay? They just follow the trend. Okay? Yung mga fad, na? Okay? Okay. So the best, I think, is still the minimalist. But majority, let's just call it, they're mostly maximalists. They can always say, okay, para defense mechanism, para hindi kami we don't miss out on anything, we will be maximalist. Okay? Okay. Try to remember that, huh? That's my input to you guys. No? Okay. you will you will validate this when you go into more years of exposure to your consultants there in PGH, outside PGH, all over the world. No? Actually, I got these categories from American authors. Tama siya, she's very diplomatic. We just call it maximalist minimalist. Okay. Somebody just added ritualistic. Di ba? Meron naman talaga, ritualistic hindi nag-iisip di ba? Okay. Kasi nagbabago yung medicine para during your training, ito yung pinaka-common ginagawa, fad. Pero 10 years after that, nag-iiba na, di ba? So hindi sila nagpapalit, di ba? Okay. Ganon. So maximalist, minimalist. So when you say focus, tatlo, I will put 3 now, which is from my experience, which are very useful in diagnosing a patient with a thyroid disorder in the most efficient way possible. Efficient means pinaka-minimalist way, no? Okay. So, examine the thyroid, examine the lateral neck, and take the pulse rate. The pulse rate. Okay. The pulse rate is more for the hyper. Okay. Have you heard about the Wayne's Index? Yung medical, sa medicine. May Wayne's Index sila.
Hindi pa po, sir.
Okay. I'm a surgeon, you know that. I'm a surgeon. But I try to learn everything. So I got it from the Wayne's Index. Now, Wayne's Index, they put a lot of criteria. When the pulse rate is more than 100 per minute or 120, they put 4 points. May point system yan to diagnose the hyperthyroid. So may mga loss of weight, ay yung mga excessive loss of weight, mga +2, ganon, or hyperthyroid. No? And then kung may tremors, ganon, no? So +4 din yun. Okay? More so kung may exophthalmos. They put points. No? Okay? So I usually use the pulse rate. No? Okay. The pulse rate minimum, minimum. Of course, if the patient is exophthalmos, giveaway na yun No? Okay. Kung may tremor siya, giveaway na rin yun, di ba? Okay. Pero kung wala, you have to do the pulse rate. Parang subclinical pa siya, no? So pulse rate, I usually use the, instead of 60 to 100, that's a normal range, quoted normal range, you be more strict on the pulse rate. Put it at 90. Now, kung more than 90 as a cutoff, you suspect hyperthyroid. Okay. Suspect pa lang, you have to investigate further by doing more PE, by doing probably lab exams now. No? Okay. Ganon. Okay. So tatlo when you examine the patient, minimum is palpate the thyroid, palpate the neck, and then check the pulse rate. Tatlo. Okay? I hope matandaan niyo yan.
Yes po.
Okay? So, focus and then always have those 3 categories of diseases that we have in mind when you do your clinical exam para ibabangga ninyo kung may pattern for particular disease, no? Okay. So, and then the other thing that I would like to add to you before we go to the actual P of this patient, no? Okay. After when you do your PE, you categorize these patients. Okay, first of all, anong definition ng goiter? Yan isa pang magulong What's your definition of goiter?
An enlarged thyroid po, regardless of the cause.
Sino nagturo niyan? Enlarged.
Sa
The word enlarged.
lecture. Sa
Ah?
lecture po dati.
Lecture. Yeah. Okay. Yun lang. Okay. Okay. So ako, yeah, if you Google it, no, even if ilagay mo sa ChatGPT, enlargement. No? Okay, my question is, enlargement Kasi ako nag-iisip dinadissect ko no? Kaya hindi ako ritualistic. Okay. So, when you say enlargement, anong connotation nun? Malaki yung thyroid gland? O pwedeng isama yung pag may bukol kasi parang may enlargement din. Tama? I'm trying to stimulate, Kaya, it could, when you say enlargement, when they mean diffuse, yung buong gland enlarged, that's very, delimiting yon, no? Okay. Okay. Kasi if you look at the classification of the pathologies, even WHO's, no, magulo rin, no? Okay. So, they have such a thing as in the end they come out with a loose definition of goiter. Goiter is any disorder of the thyroid gland. Okay. Hindi lang kasi enlargement baka sabihin mo malaki lang, di ba? Baka hindi kasama yung bukol. Okay? So which is the limiting kulang, di ba? Okay. Kasi when you say multinodular goiter, bukol yun di ba? Hindi siya enlargement lang, di ba? Okay? So, ganon. Let's agree on, take note of that. Yan ang idiosyncrasies yung mga magulo sa medicine, no? Even WHO, you don't have a good class. Hindi na tutugma yung WHO, and then if you ask the pathologies association, kahit na all over the world, iba rin yung pathological classification, no? Okay. And lately, they come out with the new names again. No? Follicular nodular disease. No? Okay, this is for the multiple colloid adenomatous goiter. No? I prefer the old term. No? Multiple colloid adenomatous goiter because it's very descriptive of the pathology. No? Madaling i-explain sa students, madaling i-explain sa pasyente compared to follicular nodular disease. Okay. And when you say follicular, it always has a connotation is follicular adenoma, follicular carcinoma, di ba? Okay. So may mga baka misinterpret na carcinoma siya, di ba? Okay. So but when you say colloid adenomatous nodule or goiter, right away you always think it's benign, no? Okay. Okay. That's what I'm saying, magulo ang medicine, okay? Okay. So goiter is any disorder of the thyroid gland. It can be enlargement or in terms of yung structure, it can be enlargement or nodular. Okay? So let's just define it. Okay. Before we go any further, kasi year level 4 na kayo and 5 na kayo, you've been exposed to a lot of consultants, a lot of lectures already. No? Okay. Dadagdagan ko lang yung papaguluhin ko lang kayo ulit, ha? Okay. Okay. You have heard about the clinical classification of goiter? Have you heard about it? Yung 4? Diffuse nodular, diffuse non-toxic, diffuse toxic, nodular toxic, nodular non-toxic. You have heard about it? Yes. Okay. So the mere fact they use the word diffuse nodular goiter, diffuse non-toxic goiter, nodular non-toxic, nodular toxic goiter. Number one, yung goiter doesn't mean enlargement lang. Pwedeng nodules. Yeah, any disorder. Yan ang aking Number two, they just put the toxic because they want to emphasize the importance of catching yung hyperthyroid. No? Okay. So when you say non-toxic, it could be, just say the patient is not hyperthyroid. It could be euthyroid or even hypo. Okay? Tandaan niyo ito yung 4 classifications which I would still agree on and make use of it. Okay? So, when I was a medical student, yun ang ginagamit namin, no? Okay? But over the years, nawawala, no? Okay? Kaya ngayon, puro shotgun therapy, shotgun diagnostic test na no? Okay? So, apat na classification: diffuse toxic goiter, diffuse non-toxic goiter, okay? Then the third and fourth falls under nodular, no? Nodular toxic goiter, nodular non-toxic goiter. Apat. So after you do your PE, no, before you come out with a specific diagnosis, you first come out with this clinical classification of goiter, because that will help you a lot. Okay? Aside from knowing the pattern for each particular disease. No? Okay. So, take note that ito yung four categories of clinical classification. Dalawa yung diffuse, dalawa yung nodular. Tama? Okay. So, how do you differentiate the two? Nodular by PE. This is clinical classification is through PE, ha? Through PE. Okay. So, how do you define diffuse goiter?
Siguro sir,
Yeah.
ano po, yung entire thyroid po yung nag-e-enlarge, tapos uniform po yung enlargement. If yan po ay diffuse. Then if nodular po, ayun, yung as mentioned earlier po, one or more discrete lumps po yung makikita sa thyroid.
Okay. So or you can put it this way, whatever, pag walang nodules, diffuse. That's one, the first qualification. No? Okay. Ano yung uniform? Ano yung, you use the word uniform? Smooth?
Yes po. Parang
Smooth.
uniform po yung enlargement sir. Bale, hindi lang po sa isang side yung enlargement. Bale, yung buong thyroid itself yung lumalaki.
Okay. Kung one side lang, let's say there are two major lobes, di ba? Right and left lobes. Okay. Kung one lobe is 3 times bigger than pero wala kang nakakapang bukol-bukol. No? Okay. But the other lobe is just, let's say, okay, so the other lobe is 3 times bigger than the other lobe. How do you classify that? Wala kang nakakapang bukol, ha? Pero smooth ang Pero malaki siya.
I think po it's classified as nodular.
Why? Why?
So sabi niyo po parang one lobe is larger than the
Yeah,
other.
3 times.
Opo. So because the enlargement is not symmetric, there's irregularities in its presentation. I think it's
Okay.
classified as nodular.
Okay. Sige. You're correct, ha? Pero I'm just I'll just ask. Saan niyo narinig ito? Or I just stimulated you to think about it today.
Yes po.
Okay. Kasi number one, maraming doctor, even among the mga clinicians, they don't use that anymore. They nako-confuse sila sa diffuse at nodular, no? Pero very basic siya, no? The baseline definition of diffuse is that the two lobes, right and left lobes are the two major lobes, no? Pero strictly speaking, they're not perfectly equal. Mas malaki usually ang right, a little bigger. Okay? But ang definition ng diffuse goiter is that the two lobes are almost, the word almost, no? Almost symmetrically enlarged. Okay? Kaya parang let's say 2 times, 3 times pareho silang enlarged. No? Okay? Okay? So, enlarged diffuse yun. Okay? Anything that deviate from that baseline definition of diffuse, you call it nodular. Okay? Okay. Now, as a surgeon, noon, sabi ko, okay, if that one lobe is 3 times bigger than the other side, pero kasi wala kang nakakapang bukol-bukol eh, no? Smooth siya, no? Okay. So that will mislead the clinicians to diagnose it as diffuse. Tama? Kasi na-interchange na yung diffuse saka yung smoothness eh, no? Okay. So, from practice, proven from practice, kasi I'm a surgeon, no? Initially, probably I fall into that trap also, misinterpreting. Pero from clinical practice, when we operate on that, there are nodules inside. No? Yung 3 times na normal from the other side, pag kinat mo, may mga bukol-bukol talaga sa loob yun. No? Okay? Okay. So this is a sharing from a surgeon with actual experience, no? So ang sasabihin ko na lang sa inyo na just stick to that baseline definition of diffuse, no? The 2 lobes are almost symmetrically enlarged. Okay? Okay. Anything that deviate from that, nodular. Okay? And then of course, kung talagang may mga bukol-bukol, nodular na siya. Okay? Okay? Then yung toxic is hyperthyroid, if you suspect hyperthyroid. Okay. So how do you suspect hyperthyroid? Toxic. Yeah. Okay. Number one, the pinaka-minimum is based on PE, yung pulse rate mo. Okay. If it's more than 90 per minute, you suspect. No? Okay. And then if the patient has symptoms of hyperthyroidism, then all the more you say the patient has toxic, okay, goiter. No? Okay? Toxic goiter. Now, diffuse. Okay. Okay, another tip. Pag diffuse ang goiter, it's usually a problem of secretions, hyper or hypo. The moment there are nodules, the question is always, is it cancer or not? Okay? But there are exceptions. May mga, let's say, nodular toxic goiter. No? May nodule siya, pero meron siyang signs of hyperthyroidism. But this is not very common. Okay? So you have such a thing as autonomous functioning nodule. Okay? If you take a scan, hot na hot yung nodule na yon. Patients presenting with hyperthyroidism. No? Okay? Very rare siya, no? But it's possible. No? Okay? Then diffuse toxic goiter, that's usually the hyperthyroidism. Then you have the diffuse non-toxic goiter. No? These are the pwedeng iodine deficiency goiter yon. No? Diffuse non-toxic goiter. When you say non-toxic, it's either euthyroid or hypo. So pwede yung iodine deficient goiter. Iodine deficiency goiter will fall under diffuse non-toxic goiter. Okay? And the other one is the so-called colloid adenomatous goiter. Usually normal ang thyroid hormone function test niya. But initially, kasi yung colloid goiter is a spectrum of disease. It usually starts with enlargement. No? Then after a while, ikakaroon siya ng mga bukol-bukol. Initially, colloid cyst. No? May mga fluid. Then eventually may combination of fluid and solid element. That's why we call that colloid adenoma. Okay? And after that, marami na, we call that multiple colloid adenomatous goiter. Okay? Okay? So with this clinical classification, the next step is to come out with a more specific diagnosis. Okay? So when you say diffuse toxic goiter, na-classify mo na, most likely hyperthyroidism na yan, di ba? Meron ka na. You label the patients to have Graves' disease kung meron siyang eye sign. Meron siyang exophthalmos. Tama? Graves' disease. Kung wala, hyperthyroidism pa rin siya. na baka she's not in the states of having the exophthalmos yet, no, but hyperthyroidism or the so-called non-specific hyperthyroidism. Hindi siya autoimmune pa, no? Okay. Then when you have diffuse non-toxic goiter, okay, it could be iodine deficiency goiter, or you can have the the colloid adenomatous goiter, which is more common, than, okay, in the Philippines, okay, maniwala when they say, up to now, there are a lot of doctors say the most frequent cause of goiter and diffuse or even the nodular non-toxic goiter is iodine deficiency. Okay. Wala, no? I just came from Boracay. I was asking, marami ba kayong goiter? Kokonti. No? Kasi around, ano yun, ang dami nila kinakain ng seafood zone, di ba? But when you are probably in the mountain province, pero kasi may iodine salt na ngayon, di ba? So, kokonti na yon, no? So, the more common cause of diffuse or nodular non-toxic goiter are usually not due to iodine deficiency. I don't know the exact cause, no? I think it's more of degenerative part of aging, but not due to the iodine deficiency. Okay. Then going to the nodular toxic goiter, it's it's very rare. It's not common, no, but it's possible, no. That's also part of the autoimmune disease. And then pagdating sa nodular non-toxic goiter, yan ang challenging ngayon, no. It is represented by at least 5 pathology. No? So you have nodular non-toxic goiter, you have the colloid cyst. No? May one single nodule, meron siyang fluid, colloid. So that's colloid cyst kasi it presents as a nodule, di ba? Then you have colloid adenomatous nodule. There's a combination now of fluid and also solid na pero normal of adenoma, not cancer. The third one is the MCAG, multiple colloid adenomatous goiter, which is very common in the Philippines. No? Okay. Number 4, you have the thyroid cancer. Okay. So pag nodular non-toxic goiter and NTG, thyroid cancer is part of the consideration. No? Okay. Among the thyroid cancer, there are usually cited 4. Okay? Ano yung 4 na yun? Micaela. Ano yung 4 na yun? Try to recall.
Sorry, sir. Ano po yung
What are the 4 types of thyroid cancer usually cited?
thyroid cancer po?
Papillary.
Papillary po.
Papillary. Okay.
And
Next.
then we have follicular.
Follicular. May kodigo ka ba
Follicular.
dyan? May kodigo ka? Wala.
Yung
Iniisip lang.
sa lecture po before.
Yeah, you're trying to recall. Good. Okay.
Medullary and
Third one.
anaplastic.
Anaplastic. Another one.
Yung medullary po.
Medullary. Okay. 4. No? Okay. So, always have this in mind. Kasi when you try to do your PE, you want to diagnose, di ba? You must have something in mind, di ba? Okay. To guide you. So, ang pinaka-common, papillary, common. Next is follicular. The least common in the Philippines is medullary and anaplastic. No? Okay. So, meron pang, between the two, medullary and anaplastic, ang pinaka-least, least common is still medullary. But in the US, medyo maraming medullary. Dito sa atin po, konti. No? Okay. So, and then, okay, just to emphasize the yung pattern recognition. After the clinical diagnosis, you have to come out with more specific diagnosis, which you can by doing your PE. You don't have to rely on lab, you don't have to rely on biopsy. No? Okay. Anong behavior ng papillary CA? for you to be able to make a diagnosis, clinical diagnosis of papillary CA. You have to know the clinical behavior.
It's more
Nika?
slow
O, sino?
growing. Ay, sorry
Oh,
po.
si Maxine. Sige, Maxine ka.
It's slow growing po compared to
Sige, slow growing, pero let's look at the signs. Yung mga symptoms, mahirap i-trace yun di ba? Mga signs. PE,
Lymphadenopathies po.
lymphadenopathy, okay? So it's usually metastasized to the lymph nodes, okay? How about follicular cancer?
In terms of lymph nodes, uncommon po na mag-metastasize po siya
Yung,
sa lymph nodes. Yung sa follicular po.
yeah, so where does it metastasize? Yan ang magiging clue mo kanina. Pag meron kang lymph node sa neck with a thyroid nodule, no, you think of follicular, papillary. Okay? But if you have a thyroid nodule and then you have an additional finding, not the lymph nodes, now what is it that will make you suspect follicular CA?
It usually spreads through the blood po. So we'll look at distant metastasis po,
Very
maybe
good.
the bone or the
Okay.
lungs po.
Tama ka, okay? Okay, Nika. If you have a mass on the scalp, no, plus with thyroid nodule dito, no, which you think probably connected in dalawa, you think of follicular CA. Okay. You don't just say, hey, thyroid CA siya. Okay. You can still go beyond your clinical classification. That's what I'm teaching you. Okay. Rather than relying on labs already. Yan ang ginagawa ng maraming doktor. Right away, they don't dissect it. They just utilize the lab to help them come out with a diagnosis. Okay? Get it? Okay? Anaplastic, what's the behavior anaplastic?
Usually po, mag-i-invade siya sa adjacent na mga tissues like the esophagus, trachea po. Yung mas malapit po sa thyroid.
Mas malapit sa, lakas mo lang,
Thyroid. Usually po, may local invasions siya sa esophagus, sa trachea, sa mga adjacent na structures.
Very good. Tama yun. No? Once you see a very huge thyroid mass na fix siya, hindi siya gumagalaw, sinasakal na yung pasyente, you think of anaplastic na. Okay? So, yun ang pattern na. Okay? So, yung medullary can behave as papillary na. Okay? Pero don't put it down the list na. Okay? Because it's least common. Okay? So, ganun yan. When you try to come out with diagnosis, you're actually making a bet with somebody. Okay? By using, kung magbe-bet kayo, you use the pattern, no? As your first basis, di ba? To win the bet, di ba? Bago yung prevalence, di ba? Okay? Okay? So, I mentioned colloid cyst, colloid adenomatous nodule, MCAG, papillary thyroid CA, there are 4. Then the last one is thyroiditis. Thyroiditis usually present with nodules also, okay? But they can present with diffuse, no? But most of the time when we catch it, nasa nodules na siya. Matitigas niyon, no? Okay? So, ang pinaka-challenging, as I said, the NNPG, which is more common, most common among the 4 categories. The least common is NTG, nodular toxic goiter, NTG. Now that's the least common. Okay? Ang pinaka-common, based on clinical classification, is the NNPG, which is represented by 5 diseases. Okay? And as I said, if you are good in clinical examination, you can still come out with a clinical diagnosis without relying on the lab muna. Okay? Okay? Okay, let's now proceed. When you do your okay. So you have done your PE on the patient. Can I take a look first at the picture before I ask the question? Picture of the patient.
Sige, sir. I'll share my screen po. Wait lang.
You can, or you want me to give you permission to share? Kaya na?
Sige po, sir.
Saan ba yun? Sa chat ba yan? Participants?
I have access na po, sir. So, I'll
Okay.
just pull up the pictures po.
Hmm. Bilis naman yun. Na-type niyo ito? Ha?
Yes
Can
po,
you,
kanina
can you
po.
enlarge? So, okay. Wala kayong video, no? When they ask her to swallow?
Ay,
Wala.
no po, sir.
Okay. So when I do my teleconsult, I usually ask them to swallow, no? And then if I usually ask them to take video also on swallowing, no?
Mm.
So okay, pero if I look at it, walang masyadong bulging. May konting bulge, no?
Opo.
But I cannot
Wait, I
discern it
think
from the. Meron ka
I
bang
think there's a
enlarged?
better picture po. Hold on.
Sa telemedical, you ask them to take pictures, no? Still pictures and video combination, no? And then front view and side view also.
Wait. Mhm. Here po, sir. This, I think the mass is more seen here.
Okay. I can see a konting bulge ito sa right side, no?
Yes
Okay.
po.
About the left side? May bulge?
Wala po.
Wala. Okay. Sige, I'll just rely on you kasi andyan naman kayo nag-examine. So what's your classification of may goiter siya? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Okay. Number 2 is what is your clinical? Is it diffuse or nodular?
Nodular po.
Nodular. Where's the nodule? How
On the
many
right.
nodules?
So, a single solitary nodule po.
Solitary nodule on the right
On
side.
the, Mhm.
On the right side. Okay. How do you? Okay. So classify it into diffuse nodular. So you have nodule, then tama yun, then whether it's solitary or multiple, no? Kung multiple, usually ang impression mo right away is MCAG. That's the most common. No? But you have to palpate further. Okay? Okay. I'm going to repeat. Every step of the way that you're doing examination of the patient, every question that you ask, you get an answer, you have an impression. Either you change your previous impression or you maintain it. And then you try to, when you have to do additional tests, PE, try to strengthen your previous diagnosis. No? Yung 1 second ago, kung anong diagnosis mo, you try to maintain, strengthen mo. Okay? When you see another findings that will negate or contradict your diagnosis, be ready to change it. No? You're free to change it. Okay? So there's no such thing as mali ka, no? Okay? You can change it. Okay? Mali ka lang when after your history in PE, you said, tama na, tapos na. Okay? Then you come out with a decision and nagkamali ka. Okay? So that's time that you can say, mali ako, mali siya. No? Okay? But you won't be faulted for that. No? As long as you keep on following up this patient. Okay? When you follow up this patient, may nakita kang new findings, palitan nyo kagad. Na? Okay. Okay, so you won't be faulted for that. Basta may follow-up palagi. All patients may follow-up. No? If you don't follow up this patient, then you just stick to your last diagnosis. Something happened, you're to be blamed. No? May misdiagnosis ka. No? Okay? So this patient, kung multiple MCAG, iisipin ninyo. No? Okay? So this is just palpating the neck, the thyroid pa lang, ha? Okay? So mamaya, when you say, what will reinforce your MCAG if there are no neck nodes? No? Okay? Kung may neck node siya, may nakapakang lateral neck node, kahit na multiple nodules, you think of malignancy. Palitan nyo kagad. No? And then the pulse rate should also be less than 90. Okay? Kung more than 100 yan, you start thinking of yung tinatawag na plumber's disease. Have you heard about plumber's disease?
No po,
Multiple
sir.
nodules, initially MCAG naging hyperactive. Yan, may hyperthyroid siya. Na? Okay, but this is not common. Okay, this is not common from my personal experience. It becomes common kasi maraming mali. Kasi a lot of our clinicians do a lot of TSH, mga T4, ganon. Maraming mali rin doon. No? Okay. Kaya lumalabas, hyperthyroid siya. Plumber's disease lumalabas. No? Okay. So that's why I rely on the pulse rate more than the TSH. No? Okay. Okay, let's go to the solitary. Okay. Solitary, first thing to do is to investigate further by describing the characteristics. Na? Okay. When I say characteristics, the size is not, sa akin, the size should be there, but it's not a good clue for a diagnosis. Na? Okay. Size, and then the character, the nature of the mass, and then consistency. You have to tell me the answer later on, huh? The size, character, consistency, and then mobility. Okay. Mobility, and then, okay, we saw it, walang skin changes, huh? Walang skin changes, no? And then
None po.
later on, you have to tell me kung may neck node, and then the pulse rate, no? Okay. Okay, but before I go further, LU5, you have seen a lot of ultrasound already. Tama? You have seen a lot of ultrasound reports of thyroid,
Of thyroid, not so much po, sir.
but you have seen one, too.
Yes, in lectures po.
Are you familiar with the thyroids?
Yes po.
Okay. Thyroid, what's thyroids? Thyroid, parang biroids yan sa breast. Thyroid imaging.
Thyroid.
Reporting and data system.
TIRADS. T stands for thyroid. Kung biroids naman, B stands for breast. Tama? These are usually seen sa ultrasound, mga reports. So, I stands for imaging, recording, and data system. Okay? Thyroids. Okay. So they try to come out with some findings and then they put points. Okay. And then kung more than, let's say kung sa thyroid, more than 7 points, they put it thyroids 4. No? Suspicious for malignancy. Okay. Thyroids, may thyroids 5 pa sila. No? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No? Sa breast, may 0 up to 6. Di ba? Ganon. Okay? Anyway, I'm just trying to tell you that you have to describe the characteristic of its nodule. The ultrasound, try to describe the characteristic of its nodules, and kahit na maraming nodules ini-describe nila, kaya medyo mahirap gawin kasi maraming nodules di ba? Okay. Okay, but I will discuss later on the accuracy of the thyroids, Okay. So let's go back to the anong size ng thyroid nodule ng pasyente ngayon?
Approximately po yung napalpate namin around 3 cm po.
3 centimeter.
Yung nodule po on
Yeah.
the right.
Oh. Don't rely on the ultrasound, Baka may ultrasound kayo, Huwag niyong, based on your palpation, 3 centimeter. Okay. Do your own palpation muna. About the consistency of the mass.
It's firm po.
Okay, it's not hard, Okay.
Yes.
Your consistency can be firm, soft, and hard. Ito lang yan, usually. But I put more importance on hard and not hard. I-dichotomize ko na, hard and not hard. When you have hardness, you suspect malignancy. If it's not hard, it can still be benign. It can be malignant also. Okay? Put more emphasis on the mga characteristics that will make you suspect malignancy. Okay? Or benign. Yung mga reliable. So kung hard siya, right away you suspect. Kahit na hard lang, you suspect malignancy. Until you can say that that hardness has been there due to chronic calcification. Baka andun niya for 10, 20 years na yung bukol niya. Kaya nagkaroon na siya ng calcifications na pwedeng benign siya. Okay? Pero kung 4 months lang ito at hard ang na-feel ninyo, you think of malignancy. Okay? Now, I'll go back. Nature. Are you familiar with the nature of the mass? No.
No po, sir.
Check ko nga kung sino exceptionally good. Bihira ito. Even all clinicians do not do that. Okay? I will go back to this later on, About mobility.
It's movable po.
Movable. Okay? It can be benign, malignant, or mobile, Okay? Early stage of malignancy, mobile pa yan. Pero if it's fixed, you think of malignancy. Okay? Okay. Walang skin changes, di ba? Okay. Okay, let's go to the nature of the mass. When I say nature, I'm the one who coined this term because there's nothing in the textbook. Okay. Is it cystic or solid?
Solid po.
Solid. Okay. Did you mention it in your PE? Solid. Wala. Usually wala. Because you were never trained on that. Tama? Okay. So remember, when you have mass on the thyroid, you have mass anywhere, yung nakakapa ninyo, include the nature of the mass. Anak, kaya mo tandaan yan? Hana?
Yes po.
Okay. Every time you palpate a mass on the surface, don't stop at the consistency. Consistency, hard and hard, but look at the nature of the mass. Okay, that's a good clue. Okay, if it's cystic, it's benign. If it's solid, 50-50, doesn't mean anything. Do you agree with me? And what's the thing that will reinforce what my teaching? You look at the ultrasound. The moment they find something cystic, automatically benign siya. Na-notice niyo yan? No, hindi. Kulang pa kayo sa
Parang
experience sa ultrasound.
wala pa po masyadong
Okay. I'm
experience.
telling you na, ha? Look at the ultrasound. They include solid versus cystic. But the moment they find cystic, breast cyst, thyroid cyst, no, automatically benign yan. Okay? So, you can translate that into physical exam by trying to determine whether the mass is solid or cystic. Now, how do you determine whether it's cystic or solid? Kaya ninyo? Anong maneuver? Kung sa consistency, dinidiin ninyo, di ba? Kung matigas, malambot, no? Kung kasing tigas nito, anong tawag dito?
Firm po.
Firm. Kung kasing tigas nito,
Soft.
kung kasing tigas ng chin ninyo, hard. Okay?
Hard.
Okay. How about cystic versus solid? Paano yun i-elicit?
In terms of consistency po, cystic would be more soft, while solid would be firm or hard.
Okay. Pero may mga fluid na matigas. Correct? Kung tense
Yes.
na tense. Okay?
Mm.
Yeah, you have to differentiate the two. Pag mo ihahalo yung dalawa. Okay? So that's why I separated. I just use the words nature kasi I cannot see anything on the textbook. Okay? So, but I know it's important to determine based on PE whether the mass is solid or cystic. No? So you try to elicit fluctuancy. Yung mass, stabilize ninyo and then use the other finger to depress it, to press on it. Kung lumubog siya, depressible, fluctuant, no? Cystic yon. Okay? Parang balloon, di ba? Okay? So just call it signs of fluctuancy. When you have signs of fluctuancy, that's cystic. Okay? Gets?
Yes po, sir.
So, etong 6 katao na I hope you will remember that, ha? So yung sa inyo, solid siya, na? So, but it's 50-50, okay? So you end up with a 3 centimeters solid, non-hard, non-fixed mass, na? So no signs of malignancy rito, ha? Okay, signs of malignancy here, no signs of benignity rin, ha? Kasi hindi siya cystic. No signs of malignancy here will be the hardness, saka fixed, no? Okay. Though you examine further, neck nodes. May neck nodes? Wala. No
None
neck
po,
nodes.
sir.
Okay, to complete the focus examination, pulse rate. Anong pulse rate niya?
89 po.
89. Okay.
Yes.
So diffuse, nodular, non-toxic goiter. Okay. Presenting with a solitary nodule. No signs of malignancy for you to consider malignant. Tama? Wala siyang pattern for malignancy. Okay. So you settle, wala nang signs of inflammation. No? So for you to consider thyroiditis. No? So you settle for primary diagnosis will be a benign nodule. Tama? Benign nodule. Okay? And then what type of benign nodule? As I said, you can go further. Kayang-kaya niyo yan. No? As a good clinician. So, hindi siya colloid cyst. Hindi siya colloid. Pwede siyang colloid adenomatous nodule kasi merong solid component na siya. Di ba? Tama? Hindi siya MCAG because it's not multiple. No? It's not CA. It's not thyroiditis. So ergo, your conclusion is It's a colloid adenomatous nodule. Gets?
Yes po, sir.
Sarap turuan kayo, no? Okay. I hope you remember that, ha? Okay. Okay. So ang impression natin ngayon is colloid adenomatous nodule. Benign kasi, okay. Nodular non-toxic goiter, benign nodule, solitary, and then more specific diagnosis is a colloid adenomatous nodule sa right side. No? Okay? So what will be the next step? Do you need paraclinical diagnostic procedure? Huwag mong titingnan yung mga lab niya, ha? Hindi pa natin tinitingnan yung lab. Hindi siya hyperthyroid, di ba? We're not thinking of hyperthyroid, hypothyroid. So you don't need your FT3, FT4, TSH. Pero palagay ko may ginawa yan. Tama? That's the most commonly abused test. Na lahat ng thyroid may ano yan. Na hindi kailangan yan. Na? So, ang kailangan yan, if you have to do one, ultrasound. Okay? Okay. So, but what will be the indications for ultrasound? Kasi ang tanong ko, do you need paraclinical diagnostic procedure? If you are 90%, more than 90% sure, you don't have to go for a paraclinical diagnostic procedure. How do you determine your degree of certainty? If your degree of certainty, wala sa libro din yan, ha? I just categorize it into you're quite certain or not certain. Common sense naman, if you're not certain, you do for lab. Di ba? But if you're quite certain, strict speaking, you don't need lab. You can proceed to treatment na, di ba? Logic lang naman yan, di ba? Okay. But there are exceptions. You're not certain of the diagnosis, pero yung second diagnosis niya, pareho ang treatment. So you don't need lab anymore. Kung pareho ang gamutan. Na? Example, para madali, may bukol ka rito. Epidermal cyst versus lipoma. Hindi ka sure. Kung ang plan mo, tatanggalin mo rin, you don't need biopsy before that. Tanggalin mo na. Okay? And then dito naman, if you are quite sure what is the time, what's indication that you don't need the lab test, you need the lab test. Again, you look at the treatment. No? Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. To save time, I'll just think of the breast na para madali, ha? Yung breast mass, kung breast cancer siya, sigurado ka na if the option is to do a subtotal versus total, no? Or if you have to do a total mastectomy, which is very mutilating, then you do a biopsy. You bring it up to 99% certainty. No? Okay. So justify lang ninyo, no? But try to determine your degree of certainty, 90 or above and below. No? Ganun. Okay. So in this patient, there's an option that you don't need, then you can you proceed to your treatment. No? The other option is you want to, sabihin natin, at your stage, I won't blame you, at your stage of the game, you're not sure. No? You say, I'm not quite sure, I'll do a ultrasound. Okay lang. Now, once you do the ultrasound, again, don't be ritualistic, mag-isip kayo, you learn from it, ganun pala yun, no? Benign pala ang itsura ng ganon, no? The next time, you have the option not to do the lab test anymore, no? Okay? Okay. So, options kasi dito, if it's benign, you can start with your medical treatment, no? O the options, kung natatakot ng pasyente, operations. O kung na trial of medicine na siya, hindi siya gumagaling doon, then operations. No? But we'll discuss that later on. So, anong ultrasound results niya? FT4 mo na. Pali ko, nagawa yan eh. Normal.
FT4, TSH, both normal po.
FT4, TSH. Okay.
Yes.
Walang T3.
No po.
Good. Okay. Again, if you have to do one, just go for FT4 TSH lang. No? Wag na yung dagdagan yung FT4. Okay. Pero marami pa rin FT3. Teka, mas mahal yon, no? Okay. So, ultrasound. Sige.
Sir, yung sa ultrasound po, ano pong result? Ang dami po kasi. Yung foci
mo-
or yung
Just,
thyroid lobe?
can you describe, anong findings yung description niya? Anong size?
No, right thyroid lobe is 5 by 2.4 by 2.3.
Wait,
Left,
okay, yung nodule na lang, nodule.
nodule po. Predominantly solid isoechoic, focus in the mid-inferior right thyroid, measuring 3 by 2 by 1.7.
Predominantly. So, how do you interpret that? Predominantly.
Predominantly
Anong ibig
solid.
sabihin nun?
Pag solid po kasi 50-50, so hindi mo po alam if
Ano,
benign or malignant.
And because you're now reading trying to interpret the words used by the radiologist na ultrasonographer. Na sinabi niyang predominantly, anong ibig sabihin na? Hindi naman siya pure na solid, di ba? Nakalagay doon, predominantly solid.
Yes po.
Okay. So ibig sabihin, meron siyang mix,
Yes po.
solid and cystic. Kasi if it's
Yes.
talagang solid, the ultrasonographer will not use predominantly. No? Tama?
Yes
Okay.
po.
So,
Tapos, meron pa pong mixed, cystic, and solid. Isoechoic, focus in the superior right thyroid, measuring 1.6 by 1.4 by 1.2.
okay.
Tapos, isa pa pong mixed, cystic, and solid, isoechoic in the superior left thyroid. Tapos, multiple cystic foci in the left thyroid, largest in the inferior aspect.
Okay. So,
Yun po.
okay.
Dami
Number
po.
one, nakita nyo, no? So the findings, it's not a pure solid. Huh? Okay. And then, ano yung impression nila? Sige, anong impression nila daw?
Ay. Thyroid.
Ako na.
Yes.
Thyroid nodules bilateral po.
Okay.
Ayun po
Walang
yung
thyroids.
nakalagay. May thyroids po.
Ilan?
May per foci po siya eh. Meron pong thyroids 3 yung pinakamalaki po. Tapos may thyroids 2. Tapos yung thyroids 1 po yung pinakamaliit sa left.
Okay.
Thyroid
Good.
5.
Okay. So it jive with what I'm telling you kanina, di ba? So they try to examine all the thyroid nodules that they see there. Magulo, no? Kaya ang dami, no? Sa kapanyo, isa lang di ba? Tama? Yung mga maliliit, hindi siyempre, I can understand, hindi nyo makakapal lahat yon, di ba? Okay. Pero yung another lesson there, which reinforced yung tinuturo ko yan, sinabi niya solid and cystic, usually benign siya. No? Okay. So it stops at thyroid 3, di ba? Walang 4. Tama? Okay.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So they have basis for that, no? Pero at least it's benign, no? Okay. So the question is, what's now your diagnosis? It's still is it solitary colloid adenomatous nodule or is it multiple colloid adenomatous goiter now?
It's
Kasi
multiple na
nakita sa
po.
ultrasound.
Multiple na po.
Based on the ultrasound.
Yes.
Tama? Okay. So I still, up to now, I'm still asking myself, which one should I, follow? No? That's why when I make a note, based on ultrasound, on PE solitary, colloid adenomatous nodule. But on ultrasound, may ultrasound kasi siya. It becomes a multiple colloid adenomatous goiter. No? Kasi multiple, di ba? So, I just put a open close parenthesis based on ultrasound. Okay. Based on my PE is colloid adenomatous nodule. No? Okay. Kasi sometimes you have to issue medical certificate. Di ba? Ganon. You put the diagnosis. No? You just put it based on what? Based on what? No? Okay. Okay. So, you won't be faulted kung isa lang nakapa mo. Kasi talagang di mo makakapa yung maliliit. No? Okay. But yet, it's still benign. No? Okay. So, anong... Okay, let's look at the ultrasound. Meron siyang suggestions for biopsy? Wala.
Doc, may biopsy na po si patient.
Hindi, yung sa ultrasound.
Fine needle
Ultrasound.
aspiration
Yung sa ultrasound mo na.
sa ultrasound.
Meron siyang they usually, sometimes, a lot of times, they put a note there. Recommend biopsy. Okay? Wala. Wala. Okay?
Wala po.
Wala. Okay, good. Yan ang I'm trying to convince the radiologists, don't put your recommendations anymore kasi nakakagulo no? Patients will say, oh, I need a biopsy, takot na, no? Pero for you as a clinicians, you don't need a biopsy, no? Okay. So, okay, now you got the results already. Do you need a biopsy? Kanina, let's say, after your clinical exam, more than 90, let's say 90%. Now with your ultrasound, 98% na. So, do you still need a biopsy?
Most
Pwedeng
likely,
wala.
no na po.
Pwedeng
Yes.
wala. Di ba?
Mm-mm.
So, you can
Yes.
start your treatment already. Okay? So, it doesn't mean that all masses should be biopsied. It all depends on your suspicion, diagnosis mo. Okay, since na biopsy, ano yung biopsy results niya? Sige.
Sir, sa first biopsy po, Bethesda 1 siya. So, inulit
Ilang bang biopsy ginawa? Oh,
dalawa po.
dalawa, kawawa naman. Okay, sige. Ano yung first? Sige.
Yung sa first po, Bethesda 1. So, wala pong, kailangan
Walang
pong i-repeat.
information, not
Oo.
informative. Okay.
Tapos sa second po na biopsy result ay hindi na po hawak ng patient. So, di rin po namin alam yung results.
Okay. Okay. Remember the downside of procedures that you don't need. Nah? Okay. So patients, if you just go for treatment right away, she doesn't have to suffer those inconveniences of biopsy. No? So, pag colloid adenomatous nodule, bakit Bethesda 1? Because ang nakuha nila, fluid lang. No? Okay. So, dapat magaling yung nagbabiopsy. Ibabiopsy nila yung solid component. No? Okay. And then, usually, dapat marunong mag-interpret on the gross level. No? Kasi a lot of these our doctors, they just biopsy and then just submit it to that pathologist, no? Kahit na anong bigyan nila. Pathologist has that difficulty of trying to diagnose kasi kung pangit ang specimen, no? Hindi nila i-diagnose, no? Okay? So with that, your first one, you have a detailed report. You have to look at the report. Ano yung report doon? Aside from the Bethesda one.
We don't have, she didn't present us with a physical copy of the results po.
Wala. Pero bakit kayo may Bethesda 1? 0.
Actually, that's from the resident po actually. He informed us of her
So,
biopsy results.
okay, kung meron na, you look at the details, no? If they were able to get fluid, talaga, no? Talagang colloid adenomatous nodule, no? Okay. Okay. So our diagnosis at this point in time, so you just pity the patient, empathize with the patient. Dapat hindi na nagawa. But huwag mo nang sirain yung the other doctors, no? Okay. So just tell them na, okay, you need, huwag mo nang paulit, no? Sabi mo. Kasi baka insist ng ibang doctors, paulit-ulit pa yan, no? you can start with your medical treatment, no? Okay. So what medical treatment do you give? Metimasol? No. Kate, Ria, bakit hindi?
Um, ano po yun, sir, ulit yung sinabi niyo pong gamot?
Metimasol. Sinabi ko metimasol. Gumanong ka eh.
Metimasol. Sir, based po sa lecture, glucocorticoid treatment po for acute compression.
Glucocorticoid?
Opo.
Thyroid tayo. Baka na-interchange mo? Ang layo naman, glucocorticoid. Steroids and glucocorticoid, di ba? Is it?
Sir, if I may,
Oh,
ano po, methimazole is mainly used for hypothyroidism because its mechanism of action is it inhibits hormone synthesis. So it will not work in the case of this patient because she's euthyroid and that's not the cause of her nodules
Okay.
po.
Good, very good. Yeah, I was just stimulating you. So, kasi hindi naman siya, basically, kung hyperthyroid siya, you give an anti-thyroid medication. One of which is yung metimasol. Na? So, and now, since she's not hyperthyroid, you give a hormones naman, thyroid hormones. The hormones will not be used not to replace, no? Kasi wala naman siyang deficiency eh. Di ba siya hypo, di ba? So you want to use the levothyroxine to suppress the TSH, no? So you know the feedback mechanism, di ba? So once you give your thyroid hormones, you increase the level and then it decrease the TSH, di ba? So by decreasing the TSH, hopefully that thyroid nodule will decrease in size. No? Okay. So you use the thyroid levothyroxine as a medical suppressive therapy. No? Okay. Okay. So okay, before we end, tapusin ko na ito ha, para ano. So, you just give the thyroid hormones. Huwag kayo maniwala sa mga line of thinking palagi, hindi siya effective, hindi siya effective. Na? Okay. Okay. I have a lot of patients being referred to me by endo. Opera mo na, Dr. Ray, kasi hindi siya effective sa gamot. No, I usually don't. No? Kung benign, I still try out a medical therapy. No? Okay. Usually, pagtyagaan mo lang, kung benign, pagtyagaan mo na lang, and then give a higher dose kung di siya lumiliit, no? Okay. I can go as high as 300 to make it hyperthyroid, no? Para lumit lang, no? Eventually, they get smaller, no? Okay. Okay. But I don't promise it will disappear, no? And then, at least yung 2-3 centimeters lilit pa yun, no? Okay. Para she will not, kasi yung mga pasyente will present it as parang may bukol, may bulge. Ayaw nila makita yon, gusto nila patanggal, di ba? Ganon, no? So, don't promise complete disappearance of the masses, but tell them in 80-90% of cases, no, it will decrease in size. No? Okay. Okay. Long duration lang yan, ha? Long time at matagal lang. And then the patient has to take it as a maintenance para wag lang bumalik kung lumit na. No? Okay? Okay, any question? Any question before we go to some feedbacker on what you learned from me today?
Sir, I have a question lang po. Kasi kanina, the resident mentioned that she could be a candidate for surgery daw po to remove the right lobe of the thyroid. Pero is it really indicated for her case po if she's not exhibiting other symptoms apart from the thyroid mass?
Yung symptoms, wala naman siyang symptoms, di ba?
Yes po.
Okay. The indications na sinasabing residente, that's a common practice among surgeons in the Philippines. No, as I said, opera silang opera. Pag benign, maliit lang, you can still try out your medical therapy. Pagtsagaan na lang, no? In the Philippines, it's parang rampant yan, no? Okay? Because on the thinking that medical therapy, hindi siya effective, no? But for me, it's still effective, no? Effective in the sense, paliitin mo lang para wala siyang concern about the bulbs, no? Okay. Try to think of it. Kung operahan mo, benign siya versus medical therapy lifetime, once you operate on this patient, you gonna do total thyroidectomy because maraming nakita ng maliliit na nodules on the left side, right side. Na? So you run the risk of the complications of thyroidectomy, voice change, hypoparathyroidism, and patients will take medicine for life anyway. Diba? Kasi total, no? Bigyan mo na lang ng gamot. Di ba? Okay. Again, take note of that. Try to help me control the rampant operations for thyroid. Kasi malaking kinikita ng mga doktor dyan no? Maraming thyroid nodules sa Pilipinas. Okay, operate. No? Okay. So no need to operate. No. You just have to convince the patient. No? Okay. Do you agree,
Okay, sir.
Maxine?
Yes po, I agree. That's why I was confused, so I asked about it po.
Okay. Pwedeng wala. Ano? Okay. Ano pa? Okay. Can I have some feedback kung wala na? On our learning sessions? Can you start with the rose among the thorns?
Opo, sir. Ano po? For me po, sir, yung parang naging highlight po for me dito sa ating discussion po, sir, was maganda po yun na nag-step by step po talaga tayo, sir, to really know if may na-miss tayong details, lalo na sa surgery. And, ayun nga, based on the treatment na yung based sa treatment ng kanina na levothyroxine yung magiging natin treatment for the patient, parang na-save po natin siya though eventually nasabi niya rin po, sir, na for surgical management naman siya eventually, but right now, if hindi naman po ready si patient, parang we prefer the conservative approach. And we could, maybe iba siguro yung magiging uh, treatment natin, or we could have immediately led to surgery po if ever na hindi tayo nag-step by step. So yun po for me.
Okay. Basta may options and then always educate the patient. Advise them, then educate them, ha? Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Try to correct some of the misconceptions and also not only from the patient themselves, but also what the world is doing on them. Try to save them. Na? Okay. Okay. Hana, Lagumbay. Unmute.
Ayun.
Okay.
Sir, na-emphasize po yung importance ng pattern recognition and prevalence. Kaya parang we know from this case na benign siya most likely. Pero what I like po is na naging thorough po tayo sa signs ng malignancy. Kasi kahit na mas common yung benign, if hindi natin adequately na rule out yung malignancy, then grabe po yung implication dun sa patient. Kaya po, medyo marami po akong natutunan din doon. And high yield po for me.
Okay. High yield, pero yan mo, turuan mo yung mga pasyente natin, ha? Tulungan mo ako.
Yes po.
Micaela, Jose.
Hi, sir. So, same lang po sa mga thoughts na nabigay nila, especially with the patient management framework. Pero yun nga po, it would have been better talaga if we were face-to-face and we were with the patient while we were doing this. Kasi, actually, kanina po before we left, Sabi niya talaga na, may nagsabi sa akin, patanggalin ko na daw. Kaya yun lang yung nasa isip niya na option, patanggal lang. Kasi yun lang yung sinabi niya. Tapos yun din po yung kinonfirm ng resident. So talagang kailangan, talagang maganda po na we go through this process with the patient. Yun po.
How
Talagang
do we
collective decision.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Nice to have the face-to-face para I can convince her.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done this before. Yung mga LU5,
LU5.
yung face-to-face Zoom. Then I advise them just to go for a medical therapy. No? But when I asked them to go for a medical therapy, I told them you must have somebody to follow you up tuloy-tuloy. Okay. Hindi pwedeng papalit-palit. Na? Pag new doctors coming in, iba na naman opinion. Kaya sabi ko, magulo ang doktor eh. Di ba? Okay. So, some pumunta sa akin sa clinic, sa Manila doctors, but I promise them I won't charge them. Okay, just to save them. No? Okay. So, up to now, there's one patient that I'm treating. Binibigay lang ako ng fruits every time pupunta sa akin. No? Okay. Okay, Nika Jimenez.
Hi, sir. For me naman po, I was just reminded that we shouldn't contain ourselves in a box. Like, we shouldn't be ritualistic, even though we do like history and PE every time, every day. That, like, for example, kasi kanina, like, our patient was not the most cooperative. So it was really important that we kept like the session brief and we are able to maximize our time with her po. So like I was just reminded with what you mentioned po na sometimes our approach like it has to be um like prioritize po getting the pertinent details. It doesn't have to be like everything talaga or like what we're used to lang. And in relation to that, as in with the PE po, like intubating the mask, like I like what you said, but the term you coined, like the nature of the mask, like even though that's not something that we usually see in the textbooks, if that's something you notice, then it's good to like take note of it and to describe it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Maxine?
Hi, sir. So I actually have to agree with what Hannah said po. I found it nice that we talked about the patterns and the prevalence because parang since LU3, we've been so sanay to come up with so many differentials to the fact that
Sampo,
yes,
dalawampo.
a lot po. So, and then part of our plan would be ordering multiple tests or procedures that are unnecessary naman talaga. So,
Shotgun.
yeah, so it can definitely help the patient also financially, lalo na in our country. And I also like the part of the discussion po where we talked about the certainty and how would that affect our plan of treatment. Yun.
Yeah. So you can feel that it's happening, di ba? When you make,
Mhm.
even now, are you quite certain? Am I quite certain about this one? No. Always struggling, di ba? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ria and Kate Imperial.
Hi, sir. For me naman po, it's a good thing po na yung discussion po natin, parang different po siya dun sa mga parang OPD discussions po namin last time. Parang, kasi po yun, parang SOAP po talaga yung format niya. Pero dito po parang we think of like primary and then secondary diagnosis. And then yung sinabi nga po ni Max, will think of if certain ka na or uncertain, then you order the diagnostic procedures. Parang it's a new way po to think or on how to manage the patient po. Yun po yung natutunan ko. And as well as ano na din po, parang short time lang po kasi yung parang binigay sa amin. And yung sa thyroid po, pag natutunan ko po na pag meron kang thyroid patient, most important thing to look for is yung neck mass, yung lateral neck, and then yung heart rate, yung pulse rate po. Yun po yung dapat parang unahin namin agad. Yun po.
Yeah. Minimum, ha? But you can do more. Minimalist, then you can do more, but not be a maximalist or ritualistic. No? Okay. Okay, thank you. No? So, I appreciate all those comments. Yan ang konsuelo ko lang. Okay. So, can we have a group picture taking?
Yes po, sir.
Baliktad. Sige. So, you also take a picture from your side.
Okay po, I'll
One,
take it po. Sige,
one,
smile.
2,
Okay po.
Ganyan.
save ka lang. Mhm. Okay, na-save ka na. Okay, so I hope to see you one day in the clinic. I hope. Then I hope also that you will try to help me in my advocacy. Oh, okay? Sige.
Yes po, sir.
Four
Thank you po,
32 na.
sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Thank
po.
you so
Ingat
much
po.
po.
so much po.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po, sir.